Hello, 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 my friends. Good to see you again. Back at it again, this time with another lesson on author's point of view. So this is the same skill that we were working on this past week. So this should feel very familiar. Hopefully you'll be able to answer this question a little bit better this time. So our question today is, how can I describe an author's point of view using key details from the text? Just like always, we're going to go ahead and break this down. An author. What is an author? What do the authors do? That's right. An author is the person who is writing the story. So we are looking to describe the point of view of the author, of the person who has written that story. All right, next on up, we've got our term point of view. Now, this one you should be experts on already. What is a point of view? That's right, a point of view is the opinion or the belief of the person that we're talking about. In this case, the author. So we are talking about opinions. We are talking about beliefs. So that means if you are identifying a point of view, if you are identifying an opinion or a belief of the author, you need to use a phrase that uses an emotion word like they like the topic, they hate the topic, they love it, or you need to be describing it using a word telling me how they feel. They feel that it is important. They feel that it's ridiculous. They think it's a waste of time. If you're not using phrases like that in your point of view, then you're probably not giving me a point of view. You might just be giving me a key detail or a main idea. So please, please, please check. Are you telling me their feelings? Are you telling me what they think? If you're not, if you're just giving me a fact, then that isn't the point of view. So we're looking for how we can describe the writer, the author's point of view, their opinions and their beliefs, what they think, using our key details. Now, what is a key detail in this example? Like, what would that mean? That means that we are looking for proof. We are looking for things that show that what we said is correct. So our details are our proof. So we are looking to describe the author, the writer's opinions and beliefs, their point of view, using evidence, our proof, from the text. And now it's time to go over our anchor chart. All right, so we've gone over this before. It's the exact same anchor chart. Remember, if this is too small and you can't read what I'm saying, this picture is also down in the folder at the bottom of this folder that says anchor charts. So you can find a picture of this so that you can look at it and zoom in as much as you need. So remember, once again, we are looking for the point of view. That means we're looking for how the author feels about it. We're trying to figure out, do they like it? Do they not like it? Are they for it? Are they against it? And our clues, our best ways to figuring it out, are by looking at how the author describes the topic. Do they say it's important? Do they say it is beautiful? Do they say it's amazing? Do they say it's horrible, disgusting? Are they using emotion words? Are they saying that everybody loves it, that they hate it, that they think it's a waste of time? Those emotion words give us a clue too. And sometimes that main idea can help us. Sometimes they will use those describing words or their emotion words in the main idea. And then down here at the very bottom, we have sentence starters that you can use to help you. But remember, if you can't read it on this paper, it is in the anchor chart album. So we're looking for describing words, we're looking for emotion words that give us clues about how the author feels, what their opinion is. All right, friends, remember today for this assignment, we're looking for the author's point of view. And as we read specifically, we are looking for the author's point of view about Dolores Huerta. She's the main topic of today's story. As we learn about Dolores by reading our story, we're going to be trying to identify how the author feels about her. So we should be trying to come up with a statement like, the author does not like Dolores Huerta. The author thinks Dolores Huerta was really important. The author thinks Dolores Huerta was not helpful. The author thinks Dolores Huerta is great and really likes her. Those are the kind of statements that we're looking for. So as we read, we're going to be looking for clues that show us how does the author feel about her. Just like always, we're going to start by previewing our text and breaking it up into little chunks for ourselves. I know I'm only going to be stopping after every single paragraph to ask myself questions. So I'm going to take a second now and preview. I see my title here, Dolores Huerta, Growing Up Strong. That word strong gives me a clue for how the author feels about her because it's describing her. I also noticed this giant illustration of her that shows me that the author thinks that this is my topic. It's showing me that that's important. I also see a little caption or a little sidebar over here. What do good citizens do? Read how Dolores Huerta's actions helped many people. All right, when you see statements like that the author has written, how they helped many people, you need to be asking yourself, all right, well, how do we feel about those who help others? That's how we can start figuring out how the author felt. So the author is saying that she's helping people, so that's a clue. I also notice here, I've got a heading that says good citizens. I see an illustration down here of people working in a field. It says Dolores Huerta helped farm workers who spent many hours working in fields. So how might the author feel about her if they're saying that she helps other people? Dolores goes to school. Here I see the beginning of a timeline that shows important dates in her life. And I also see the title of the timeline is Dolores Strong and Fair. Those two words also give me a clue about how the author feels about her. I've got the rest of my timeline down here. I see another picture with a little caption. And I also see a sidebar here that might have a couple questions that give you a clue about the author's point of view about Dolores. So let's go ahead and we'll start breaking this down. I don't know about you, but I know I certainly have a prediction for how I think the author feels about her just by looking at those text features. So if I start reading, Dolores Huerta learned to help people by watching her mother. Good citizenship was important to her, and she taught Dolores that women can be strong leaders. When Dolores grew up, she had the same beliefs. All right, that was the end of my paragraph, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to ask myself, was there anything there that gave me a clue about how the author feels about Dolores Huerta? And friends, there was certainly something that we could use. So I notice here that it says that she learned to help people. So I know that Dolores Huerta was helping people, and I know how I feel about people who help others, so that's a detail for me that gives me a clue. So I know Dolores helped others. I also see in the first paragraph that it says that Dolores had the same beliefs as her mom, that women can be strong leaders. So I'm going to add that in here as well. She helped others and she thought women could be strong leaders. All right, I'm going to go ahead and continue reading now. Good citizens. Dolores was born on April 10th, 1930. She lived in a small town in New Mexico until she was 3 years old. Then she moved to California with her mother and 2 brothers. Dolores grew up watching her mother participate in community organizations. Her mother believed that all people deserved to be treated fairly. All right, I'm at the end of another paragraph, so I'm going to stop and ask myself, has there been more information that shows me how the author feels about Dolores? Now, when I look at this paragraph, I'm seeing facts about her, when she was born, where she lived, but that doesn't really tell me if the author likes her, thinks that she's important, they don't like her, they think she is silly. This is just giving me background information. Now it's giving me information about her mother, that her mother believed that people deserve to be treated fairly, but I'm not looking for the author's point of view about her mother, I'm looking for the author's point of view about Dolores. So I'm going to go ahead now and keep reading. When Dolores was a young girl, her mother owned a hotel and a restaurant. Many farm workers who lived in their town were poor and hungry. They were paid very little for their hard work. Dolores' mother let them stay at her hotel and eat at her restaurant for free. This taught Dolores and her brothers that good citizens get involved in the community by helping their neighbors. I've hit the end of another paragraph, so I'm going to ask myself again, is there something that will help me figure out how the author feels about Dolores? Now, looking at this beginning chunk, it's once again just giving us background information about where Dolores lived, what her community was like. And then they told me a little bit about her mother again. And then this last sentence, this taught Dolores and her brothers that good citizens get involved by helping their neighbors. That does give me a clue about the author's point of view. So here in this same top box, I'm going to add information because I'm still in the same section. I'm still in the same first page. And I'm going to start writing that Dolores learned or knew that good citizens, oops, that's not how you spell it, citizens help their neighbors. Now, the kind of person who helps their neighbors, I know how I feel about those who help others. So once again, what you know and how you would feel is usually the lens that we can look through to try to figure out how the author feels. All right, friends, so now it is your turn. I want you to finish reading the rest of this article. We've got 2 more pages, 2 more headings as well to go through, and I want you to put the information that helped you into this graphic organizer. You can finish it up. We've got 2 more boxes of details, and then I need you to identify the author's point of view. How did the author feel about Dolores? Remember, it needs to either have an adjective that describes how the author thinks about Dolores, or it needs to use an emotion words. Don't just give me a key detail or a main idea. Make sure that point of view is included. Remember, if you have any questions, please reach out. I'm here to help.